to be able to set something aside have nothing to do with how big or how small your money is.
Financial literacy rate in Ghana ewo soro oanje chemu eduasa mienu.
There's nothing wrong with having a will that lists only one beneficiary.
Okay.
Don't expect gifts at your wedding. There are instances others have gone for loans and when it's time for repayment, now the terms and conditions are risen.
Medidi kwa kubema kukwantumi. Obeti ma from KBK. Enu ti share me e radio TV so. Niema unimdie e wa adwadie eni kwan ya obefa so abetutu sikasem. All right, Abushame Mawakwaba about Radios TV on YouTube. O search for Radios TV. No wa subscribe. O subscribe we are na wabo notification button no so say na ebe ya ebrebe ebe tena se no. Obehu se yaba na wa hia yen na yedwumadi na yen koma hodo ye ba bedie no. Wonso watimi anya eso emfa so. Ene nkoma ye ba bedin 8 ya. Na so emu ede. Utia ebeboa wo wo odada sitinem. Enkoma ye die no efa retirement ho. Anase wo ko wa homegiem. Ede ne retirement no akọ wa homegiem kra no. Ekwa be na obefa so a wasitinem ebe ye de. Amanfo bi wo ho omko wo ma homegiem wa bro maduro mo mpani mfie so a na akwa akoye obre ene ade so a aba be mo wo ma abusua. Na se be ya sa ha wi nyina to be 20 ene yedi san komo e Radios TV so. Many around Augustine Tano, or a business consultant, and also a businessman. You didn't be doing como na boa amiato to ye near me na Dutch be in near chileno. Young said they be see out to ye near ma. Mira, memoha at the back Radios TV so.
Yeah, I'm just here.
Young couple Adam now swear. Okay. Yerobadi has said ne yensa etimi account. We want to have a discussion on retirement. How do I retire as a happier man or a happier person?
Okay. Thank you very much, KBK. I think we have seen other retirees, and some you'll be so happy to see that they are living their dream.
Okay.
They are living a fulfilled life. But the other part is the many that we see that are so disappointed after serving their nation for 30, 20 years.
Okay.
Their life, sorry to say, is miserable. In the lives of two retirees, why is one happy?
Okay.
Why is the other sad? Quickly, we want to run through the happier retiree. What is he doing right? What did he do that the other person didn't do?
Okay.
Yes. Surely going on retirement is part of our lives.
Okay.
At a point in time, we need to take a break and rest. After 20 years on a schedule, naturally you become tired. 40 years.
Okay.
Others start work so early, they are able to do 40 years before they come to the compulsory retirement age in Ghana, which is the 60 years.
Yeah.
Yes. But permit me to clarify this. Yes, we have others who can voluntarily decide to go on retirement at 55 years. Others for retirement will go at 60. And others due to illness will go on retirement even at 30 years or 35. That is when medically you are confirmed not capable of working again. I think you can be on retirement.
Okay.
Category of retirees can be from the invalidity side, reduced pension or full pension. But these people, ask yourself, are they happy?
Okay.
Others are happy, but many are not.
Okay.
Many are not. For you to retire as a happy person, I bet you to say that you need to have a business aside what you are doing now.
Okay.
you need to have a business aside what you are doing now. Start the business early, grow the business up to a point that when you are on retirement, that business can even complement the income that you'll be having from your retirement.
Okay.
Yes. For you to be happy in retirement, you don't only need additional business, but you should also be involved with your family. Yes, you should also be involved with your family. But before we come to the family side, before you go on retirement, in your working life, we encourage that you always take your leave days and put it to a good use.
Okay.
Whilst in your 30 years, whilst in your 40 years, start up something that you can grow. It can be a farm. You can rear animals.
Okay.
You can have a transport business. You can go into retail to do buying and selling. But all these things, you are supposed to start them before you go on retirement. These are businesses that you can take your leave days to support and grow them. So when you are on that 20 days leave, you are in the farm working. When you are on that 10 days leave, you are supporting your retail business. So sometimes while you are in active service, have something aside that you can grow small by small.
Okay.
So take your leave days, have some rest, and make sure that you invest that time into your retirement business, a business that can take care of you.
Okay.
Again, others are happier because they also invested for their future. They don't only rely on their retirement funds. They have other investments that they fall on when it's time for them to go on retirement. It's sad to say that it is riskier to see your children as solution to your retirement needs. Yes, it's good to bring up the children. When they support you when you are old, good. But what happened when they disappoint? So one can say to me, say in case it's all called home GMA, now we'll buy when you done so. Amwawa. I said the obedi, any the only baby I'll do better dear. So you need to invest for your future. So don't depend on only the pension scheme that you know. Build an investment portfolio that can also support you when you go on retirement. So those who are happier didn't also depend only on the benefit that they are getting from SNIT, only the benefit that they are getting from Glyco and the other fund money. Yes, they also have an investment in other areas that are also supporting them. The happier people also have side businesses that they have developed, and these side businesses too are helping them. Again, for you to retire happier, you should settle with your family. Where are we retiring to? Where are we going to stay? Are we staying in the big cities or we are moving to a village? This is something that you should clarify with your family. There are days the man alone takes the decision. Whether you'd like it or not as a family, we are moving to the village. The wife says, I'm not going to the village. The children says, I'm not going with you. The man takes the decision alone to go to the village, and before you know, his life is messed up. He's not happy. The friends that he thought will meet, they are all gone. They are no more there, and life becomes difficult for the person. So decide with the family where you want to retire. Where are we going to settle? Are we staying in the big city? Can we meet the expenses in the city? Or we are relocating to a less expensive place? So this you should also decide with your family.
I see.
On retirement, have in mind, yes, I'm 60 years. I'm coming home. Will I still have dependents? Will I still have children that will depend on me? Unfortunately, some didn't give birth early. So even at 60, they still have the responsibility to taking care of children in school. Yet it will make it difficult for you at that time if you don't take the right steps. So we encourage that plan your life, give birth early, because at 60, if you have your children finishing school and you don't have the responsibility of paying fees at that level, I think you'll be happier. So the happy retiree will also be the one that also took care of the children. make sure that they are all well settled before he got into pension.
I see.
So I think at pension, you don't need to have that responsibility of taking care of children in school.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. You made mention of pension fund. And as sika obi kona home jemu a ye de ma no say onfa nko fie no. Kwa be na obefa so a say sika na ode bebo no ho bra. Sika de be kan nsa e was say abred na ode complete ni fie bi a osi. How do I do what do I do with my retirement fund?
Okay. Mini ameda was say work of fast as me aba. Ye hu uncompleted houses. OBJ in the pension funds. Or the shares here went managing and we maybe bring your case yemfa pension sika incident.
Okay.
Akawa hwodin na we adwuma hyedan na sen kakra kakra aka anya obedu 60 years no da na ka wasi dan no aden every.
Okay.
Inti pension sika ye pre on di kokosi dan yem from so a ebinim aya and na edan no man yeden o man wie edan no so a utina mu anya den enyi.
Okay.
Impo se abrabo na nkoye ntem saa na ese usi dan a de yesre ne se sidan kakra enji usika no nyina 1-2 bedrooms bia ebeboa wo ene wo yire kwasa amre no wo man ma betena fie bi wo ne wo yire ne nkwa na bia mo betena wo nti enkosi sa 4 bedroom 5 bedrooms with your retirement fund wo sha se bia no wantima anya den enwi. Yeah, so we are encouraging that as much as possible you don't use your retirement funds to go and build. By the time you go on retirement, you should have your house already. You should have your house already. On retirement, what are the funds that we are expecting that you get? One, you get your monthly income from the SNET pension scheme. Every month you'll be paid. And you get your bulk payment from your tier 2 fund manager who will give you the bulk payment. And if you have a tier 3 fund manager too, you are likely to get another lump sum from there. This lump sum are good monies. Yes, you can also place this money in investment. Financial investment like treasury bill. You can buy treasury bill and every 3 months, every 6 months, every 9 months, every year you can have some returns from those investments. Yes. So where to place it? You can get some treasury bill. It's not bad.
I see.
On the financial market too, you can get fixed deposit. The fixed deposit too, you can also purchase for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or a year. With this, every month or every 3 months, you have something coming to support the money that you are getting from SNET. Monies that you're getting from SNET. You can buy shares in companies, performing companies that will give you dividends when the company is doing well. You can buy shares, and when the share values also goes up, you also benefit from there. So having shares, you have two lines of gains. The share value can go up, and again, when we are paying dividends, you can also get dividends.
I see.
The last option will be possibly getting some bonds, but because of head cut and other issues, others are afraid. But the market is stable now. It's gradually picking up. And having some bonds, because sometimes you need to spread your risks. So your money, you can have some in fixed deposit, you can have some in treasury bill, you can have some in shares, and you can have some bonds to support. However, if you have already existing business and you want to invest your lump sum into it, you are not wrong. Already you have the experience as to how the business is running, and investing additional 60,000, additional 40,000 into that business is a good deal. So if you have a business that you have already developed, there's nothing wrong investing that money in it.
I see.
So team, viewers, what we advise is that don't rush to go and build with your pension fund. Maybe you can't complete the house.
I see.
Yes, that 4 bedroom, 5 bedroom houses, you can't finish.
I see.
You can't finish.
So so as a retiree, is it advisable for me to go in for a loan to start up a new business, even in retirement?
Yes. We advise that you don't take a loan to start a new business. As much as you can, start with the little that you have.
Okay.
Loan comes with responsibility of repayment. And when you retire, you now want to start. 1, the energy level is down. 2, the matching up and making sure that you are able to do the repayment at that point will be difficult.
Okay.
So yes, at that level we will not encourage that you go in for loans.
Okay.
If you have to take loan and it's for health purpose, it's for emergency that you can't do anything about, why not? You can.
Okay.
But going to take loan at that point to go and start up a business is not so advisable.
Okay.
What you can invest in is what you were able to start when you were in an active service. Another area too that you can invest your pension funds and you will go wrong is that when the fund can indeed complete a house, and you are renting the house out so that you get rent income from the house, it's also not bad. Maybe you have the building up to a point that with your pension fund you can complete it, so that you can give about 4 of the rooms out for rent, and that rent can give you additional funds. Is a good thing to do. What we are not advising you to do is to start the building and the funds cannot complete it. If it can complete it, but will help you to rent it out and get income from that line, why not? You can.
I see.
You can.
Okay.
Others have cocoa farms that they have invested the funds into, and the returns is quite good. Others have animal farms. They are rearing the cows, the goat, and they are making good returns from it. All this you should be able to start them before you go on retirement.
I see.
You should be able to start.
Okay. Mr. Augustine Tano, we thank you so much. You know, this presentation is so detailed to the extent that I don't have any other questions to ask again. But before we go, your final submission.
Okay. What I'll say is that on retirement, be useful. Yes. Sometimes after investing your monies in the treasury bill, the fixed deposit, the bonds, what do? Do you just sit throughout the day doing nothing? The experience that you have gathered for 40 years, you can put it to a good use. You can set up a consultancy, train people, advise, coach them with the experience that you have. You can. You have been a headmaster for 40 years. Why can't you support that private school just around you as a board member, as a headmaster, as a teacher? Put that skill to use whilst on retirement. You can be so active in church. The experience that you have gathered in life, you can use it to help your church for it to be better. So don't just sit after you have done the investment. Have fun, travel, visit your children, and make sure that your retirement is happy, and you have to enjoy it. So put the experience that you gathered for 40 years to a very good use.
I see.
And I'm sure you enjoy your retirement. I hope viewers will listen and put it to good use. That yes, we need to plan for our retirement. We need to save. We need to invest. We need to set up that side business so that our retirement will be happier.
All right. Well, thank you for coming through today. We are grateful for your time.
You're welcome.
This afternoon. All right. So, viewers, that's Mr. Augustine Tano, a business consultant and also a businessman. Don't forget to subscribe to Radios TV on YouTube. You subscribe, you hit on the notification button, you share the page as well. Then you like all the videos you've watched in this, channel. My name is KBK. Let's meet some other time. Have a nice day. All right. Abusuafo for mamu nyina kwaba eba Radios TV so on YouTube. Radios TV dwumadi a anase television a yede aba yede ba beboa na yama adehye nimde kwanyo befa so a omebetoto wo musikasem edunti na yehia ye ba bedi enkomo Radios TV so sene da ye no ene enkomo a ye ba bedi no succession plan. Kwanyo befa so a obeye succession plan anaasɛ wabie adwuma wo da no opese we excuse hu kakra anaasɛ wo kɔ wa homegye ɛdan na ɛwɔ sɛ woyɛ anaasɛ hwan na ɛwɔ sɛ wodi wadwuma ni gya no na watimi ahwɛ so yie ɛde ama wo weni afoforo bebree enti ɛna yɛhyia ɛnɛ a yɛba bɛdi nkɔmɔ ɛwɔ Radio TV so Radio TV ɛwɔ YouTube nti wo search a subscribe o subscribe wie a na wa hit notification button no so share ma afoforo enso entimi enya dwumadie ni bi nhwɛ wo hwɛ video ni wie na afi wa like comment section on do comment and also adwenkyerɛ afɔ waba na yɛtimi akɔ yɛnim kama pa enkomo we yɛbɛhia nipa a ɔbɛboa yɛn na yɛtimi ate asie yie ɛno nti yɛwura Augustine Tan ɔbɛboa yɛn na yɛtimi adi nkomo ɔyɛ business consultant ɛna ɔsan so yɛ businessman na adwene mu abɔbew ɛba ne sɛ yɛni nkomo bi ti sɛ ya yɛfrɛ me KBK na me nkɔ na fɛmi ne yɛwura Augustine Tan eni enkomo mira me mo akwaba
yeah nua
na ho na mo te sɛn
obo ade de akyɛ yɛ nyame adaroma yɛ ho yɛ
okay yɛ de jana se sɛ enen so aba bɛka yɛnsa yɛ pɛ sɛ edi nkomo on succession plan yɛ ka succession plan na ɛde ene succession plan ɛna ɛbrɛbɛ kwa na wɔsɛ me hunu sa feedie ɛwɔsɛ me de adwuma ne show bi nsa no ɔra ne mawe
okay yɛda ɔbaade ase wakwanya ne dai so ɔde amaye migidi sɛ yenyina yenim Coca-Cola how many years na Coca-Cola aye business e wo wiase migidi sɛ wo hwɛ ɔmo records a adwuma no afi generation baako mienu miensa ensem up to a 9 aye gusu aye den eye adwuma yɛba yɛ bibim ha den ne yehu emre dodo na de odi adwuma no esi hɔ no ɛkɔ emroye mu a na sɛ yare bi bɔ no anya nyame mfasa ama nipa no efiri mu a na adwuma na ayeden egu sa na yesa ka eba na megidi sɛ anu yie no da bi watima pagya adwuma esi hɔ de aka bru sɛ oni hɔ biem enye sɛ adwuma no gu ɛsɛ otimi dane adwuma no ɛde hyɛ obi nsa nti yɛka succession planner we are talking about steps that you will take as a business owner in identify the next leadership that you have to hand over the business to in case of old age in case you have to step out of the business in case you have to focus on a new business somebody needs to take over it's a process. You just don't wake up one day and you decide to hand over your business to another person. Unfortunately, only 20 to 30% of small scale businesses make arrangement for succession. The owners think always they will be available. Always they will have the strength to run a business. So hardly do they think of who takes over from me when I'm old. Who takes over from me when I can't run this business again. So we need to identify the next generation, the next leadership to hand over to in case we need to step aside.
I see.
As to when to start, I believe from the one that you started your business, it should be part of your plan. It should be part of your plan. Because there are days you build up the business up to a point and you need to focus on another business. That business cannot collapse. You need to hand it over to somebody to run it for you. So the plan is a process. It should be part of the day-to-day activities of the company. The owner should be concerned about who he intends in future to hand over the business to.
I see.
Identify the right talent. Yes. Naturally, if you want to hand over to, let's say, a son, a family member, we always advise that catch that family member young. If it's your son, let him be interested in the business. Start letting him be part of the business from infancy, from the JSS, from the primary school, from the university. Let him be involved in the business. Teach him how to run the business. Yes. Teach him so that your child will be interested. We have seen others who have struggled for 40 years hand over the business to a son who is not interested in the business and mess the business up.
I see.
So if you want your child to be the next leader, let him know the in and out of the business. Start teaching him. Help him to develop the interest in the business. Irrespective of the course that your son or your daughter is doing in school, there's a way that you can get him involved. So let's get him involved as early as possible.
Okay.
Identify the right successor too does not mean always that it should be a family member.
Okay.
There are days that you have that reliable staff that you started the business with from the scratch.
Okay.
And that person have been with you, knows the in and out of the business. So this is somebody reliable, knows the business, and if you want to polish somebody like that up to take over the mantle in future, you are not wrong. So yes, if you want to hand over to a family member, let the person show the interest. Again, it's not only a family member that we can hand over the business to. Somebody who have been faithful, a staff who have been faithful, can also be groomed, trained to be the next leader in the business.
Okay, I see. So now let's move on. You know, I wanted to ask you, but you just answered how to discover, a successor. So now we want to know, in making a good succession plan, or how does good succession plan affect business continuity?
Okay. We started by saying, say, human baby or what? Nira no free mono, yanti a human cabin. A cock dear dance, say, a human run an yanshabia.
Okay.
Into a woo, or the human idea, echo. A human be also a yatum.
Okay.
A sans a new run and no emerald yaba or yari oiding or the fee.
Okay.
It is a one year any succession planner, emerald yaba, a human bedding, a big. So impact in a dear a very huge.
Okay.
1 year succession planner, Nipampa be take over may not be prepared. Send you so year Jumano, a sans official no 1 hand over properly and money panel. Send a ultimate one, then yes, I know bit my thing at 1 year.
Okay.
Oh, until young shall say, yes, succession planner. A beb word jumana, etimatnasi. Ama oma abenya so mfaso o maso emma abenya so mfaso ama adwuma na timagina 10 years 15 years 50 20 emre dodo na ye hwe adwuma na se a esan se ye ni plan bia na adwuma na eden egu.
Okay.
So succession plan no make sure say we can hand over the business from one generation to another.
Okay.
But without a plan, you only plan to fail. Yes,
I see.
And having a succession plan is a process. It's not a day thing. It's not a one-off thing. It takes time.
I see.
It takes time. If it's a family business and you identify a potential in your son, a nephew, a cousin, a brother, and you want to groom that person to be the next leader, you need to have that candid discussion with the family. That yes, I've done this business for 40 years. I want to stay off, but this is the person I want to hand over to. It's your senior brother, it's your junior brother, it's a junior brother. This is how I want you to support him.
Okay.
After you have identified the person and bringing the family on board to know that this is the new CEO, this is a new leader who is going to run the business, you need to put in a development plan in place for the new leader. Okay. You need to train and groom the person. There are days if the training in your organization is not enough, you need to let the person go external. Take him to another company, let him know more about the business. You need to groom the person. You need to groom the person.
Okay.
Again, let the management members be aware of the incoming change. This will be your new CEO. Okay. This is how I want you to support him to succeed.
I see.
And this is after you have let the person also be part of the business. Maybe you introduce him into the business probably as a salesman.
Okay.
As an account clerk.
All right.
As an account, so that early enough he gets to know what happened in the business. Don't allow that successor to stay up the business.
Okay.
And one day you just decide to just hand over the business to him.
I see.
When you identify, train the person, groom him, get the team members to also support your new successor so that whatever plans you have for the business can continue after you stay off.
I see.
Yes. Many a time, another challenge that we also see in the transition process is the handing over of power or authority. Yes. For years, you have been the boss, you have been the leader, you have been the CEO. So sometimes going off and letting the next leader have that power is difficult. So sometimes after the person goes off, almost every day he's in the office. Almost every day he's in the business. Yes, as the new leader, be patient. With time, the old person will grow to understand. There's nothing wrong the former CEO or the former leader coming to check up how things are going. His ideas, the experience that he has built for years needs to also guide the new leader. But ultimately, that power needs to be handed over.
I see.
The new leader should be given the room to control, to run the business with his own ideas and direction to make sure that the business successfully move from one person to another.
I see. So this agreement between the new leader and the outgoing leader, and also the business plans put in place, should it be documented or the agreement should be verbal?
It should be documented.
Okay.
It should be documented. All this should be guided by processes. You just don't say it verbal. When you go to any business, we have a mood that we use to communicate.
I see.
Yes. All agreement raised, we officially should be announced to the team. Coming next month, Augustine Tano will be your new CEO.
Okay.
This is the role of the previous CEO. Maybe he will be part of the board. He will be guiding and supporting Augustine in his new role.
Okay.
So instead of seeing him every day, you won't see him every day. So it should be documented.
I see.
Yes. Maybe you are pulling Augustine from another area. Who becomes the new head of account? Who becomes the new sales manager? Maybe that's where you are pulling Augustine from. So that place too need to be officially announced. So you need to make it formal. You need to make it formal. By extension, if your business have grown into the level that you have a board that is supporting your operation, all this should be supported by the board. And the board will make a recommendation to make sure that we identify the right talent. And again, that right talent may be a family member or not, but it may be a very reliable staff that can help push the company to the next level.
I see. Obiaye succession plan away, wa hand adwuma no over. I'm a new leader. But still, wo hunu ne say bibi nkoyie ewo adwuma na hand over ne mu. At times, dodo na sign back to business number be ye adwuma. Eba ne sa enkonkoye interference. Say wa hand adwuma no over, but yes still wo saba esaba be ye adwuma bi day to day activities e wo company ne mu. Na your advisable kwase obi a wa hand over to new leader. A bit masabem ababe ye adwuma bi.
In the space of the small scale businesses, for 40 years, for 30 years, Mr. Tano have been the owner of this business. The business has practically been with him. So sometimes we can't take something away from Mr. Tano when he shows up after he has handed over the business. I believe with time, he will come to understand that I need to let the new person have control. But yes, when he points out the wrongs, the new person should be able to listen and make sure that he listens to that advice and use it. Because 40 years experience, what he will see today, it will take you quite some years for you to see it. So when they come in there, they have valuable contribution that the new person shouldn't see as interference, but a support to help him to get to the destination that he needs to take the business to.
I see.
So don't see them as interference.
I see. Yeah. So before we wrap up, can you take us through or highlight some of the benefits of a good succession plan?
Okay. Good. A good succession plan will help the business move from one generation to another. We want to see businesses succeed in Ghana. We want to see businesses succeed in Africa and the world beyond.
I see.
If you don't have a plan in place, in case of any contingency, you go off and your business also what? Goes off.
Okay.
A succession plan also helps us to groom and train the next level of leaders.
I see.
If you have in mind that my father is grooming me to be the next CEO, you behave like a CEO. So the plan will even help you to be a better person.
Okay.
The expectation on your head will not allow you to misbehave. Yes. So it will help us to also create good leaders for the future.
Okay.
Ultimately, a good succession plan ensuring that the businesses don't collapse will make sure that people also don't lose their jobs. Because when the business collapses, all the people that depend on the business are also going home.
Okay.
So the succession plan also help to make sure that we still keep people in the work that they are doing.
All right.
And by extension, give food to many that also depend on the workers that are working for you. So it's very, very vital that we have a good succession plan.
All right.
And there are contracts beyond the business.
Yeah.
Some are loans. Some are agreements that when the business go off, if you are not careful, you will lose the security that was used to guarantee the loan and all that.
Okay.
So yes, we need to keep all that intact when we have a good succession plan.
All right. So before I take your final words, is there any other thing you would want us to know when it comes to making a good succession plan?
Okay, what I will say is that if it's a family business and you are handing over to the next person, make sure that you get the family involved.
Okay.
Again, don't close the doors to people in the family who are qualified to take up opportunities in the business in future.
Okay.
Don't close that door, but let them know you should be qualified. You should have the experience to warrant you to be in the business.
I see.
So if it's a family business, get them to understand so that in case you stay off, the other family members don't unnecessarily harass the new leader.
Okay.
Yes. And it's not all the talent that you identify that will come out polished, that will come out that good. Some of them need coaching, mentorship, training, guidance. So don't just leave the person on his own. Continue to guide and polish the person so that he will be the right person to move the business forward. You need to boost the person up, give him the right training. And with this, I believe we can move our businesses from one generation to another.
I see. Yes. Now your final submission, then we wrap up.
Okay. It's unfortunate that in Ghana and in Africa, most businesses after 5 years, 10 years, we don't see them in operation again.
Okay.
But we believe with a little that we are sharing, viewers will understand and know that yes, we need to look beyond currently what we are doing and know that our business can move to the next generation when we put the right strategies in place. A right strategy is how to identify a successor, the right person to move the business currently from where it is to the next level.
Okay.
Again, the new leader, we need to challenge him.
I see.
If you have done it.
Okay, viewers, welcome to Radios TV. Radios TV on YouTube. You search on YouTube, you subscribe, you hit the notification button, then you share as well. We are in today to have a brief discussion on will. What is will? Or what are some of the things you need to consider before you make a will? And in Ghana, who qualifies to make a will? This and many more that Mr. Augustine Tano, a business consultant and also a businessman as well, will be joining me live today to have a discussion on this. Ebusuya, and then come here by BDNF for will, a DNA will, and as in Samansia. And then there was a woman, and Sana, why in Samansia, and a white cry, and I was so in Samansia. A Japadia, ɛyɛ abusua dia anaasɛ yɛ nipa mienu dia sɛ wo yɛ nsamanse a ɛdɛn na wɔsɔ wo hwɛ anaasɛ sɛ agyapadeɛ no ɛkwa bɛ na wɔbɛfa so a wo nsamanse no ebetimi abam ne sɛnti na mensa ka yɛ Augustine Tano wɔ fie ha yɛ ba bɛdi nkɔmɔ hyɛ no so sɛ subscribe to Radio TV on YouTube o subscribe we are hit the notification button no ɛno akyi no ahyɛ hyɛ no so videos a wobɛhwɛ nyina no like na fefa comment to ase na yɛntimi ɛnkɔ yɛnim kama pa Mira Augustine Tano me mo akwa aba wona mo tse
nyame adare ma me ho ye
ye de gena se yensa etimi account Radio TV so enen komo aye ba bedie no kwasi broni beka no say will anase nsamanse e de ne will
mini am da se ye ma tiefo na ahwef for so akwa aba mi gidi se ye de ba yitwi ka say mu ansamanse oboso anu biye ma de
ashe no sure
yisa abrabo mu abrebe ana se ye nhihye ese ye nhihye nhihye ni bie ni se ebia wachi no echina bi no wakọ okrachi no wachi enkonkoye basabasa enti be mo obi ayese obeye nsamanse ana se obeye ro eya ade ehia eya ade ehia emre bi obo well so a na yadwen akwa yese se bi yebewu a ne sa nanso e ka abrabo no ho nti ese ye nhihye ne ye hu adwuma eden e de to ye ka will what is a will a will is a legal document that set forth your wishes regarding the distribution of your properties after you have passed ejapade awo echina bi no so free mu a ekwan ben so na opese ye dey ye hihye anase ye chem tie ka no will a ni tietie anu no se ejapade ye wo na echina bi no wa free mu no wo kire omo a ye mfa ejapade na dey insurance sanso koduru se ebia wo mofra hwan po na opese omo ye dey omo hwe sa mofra na dey e de ma ni nyina no utimi e capture e wo room so basically a will has to do with what you want your properties, who you want your properties to go to after you are no more.
I see. Yes. So in making will, what are some of the key things to consider?
Making a will, we need to note the following. First, do I need a lawyer before I even make a will? Yes, the answer can be yes or no. Depending on the asset and ejapade cry ka ho asem. Yes. Sometimes the properties that you are leaving it over is so much that you need a lawyer to guide you. There are times the properties are not that much. So you yourself can sit down and even do the will.
I see.
We are learning. The person doing the will is called a testator. You are the one making the will. When you are doing a will, in your will, you need somebody called executor. The executor should be somebody that you trust, somebody that you cherish, that in case that indeed you are no more, he will make sure that the content of the will has been respected and implemented. So it could be a friend, it could be a brother, it could be somebody that you think in your absence can help to make sure that your wishes are respected and make sure that they are followed through. Yes. In making a will, there's a process called probate. Probate has to do with the legal process that the will go through before it's implemented. Before the will is implemented. So once you are no more, the executor make sure that the will goes to the probate process. If you have a lawyer, the lawyer step in to make sure it goes through the legal process to make sure that the will is read to the family and the contents are respected as well.
I see.
Yeah. And in making a will too, you should come clear with your properties. Yes, you should come clear with your properties. It shouldn't be in doubt that this land is for you or not. All the legal documents that you need on your property, have them. You can't buy a property from somebody and decide to let the legal document stay in the name of the person. things that you don't have ownership over, you can't include them in your will. So it is the asset that you have. So now that you are alive, the advice is that every property that you have acquired, make sure you change the ownership into your name. Don't just leave it. Others have acquired lands and they are no more, and they are litigation over them because the person didn't do the needful to make sure that the properties come into his name. So be clear about the assets that you are living beyond. Again, who are the beneficiaries? Who are the beneficiaries? Clearly, it should be stated in your will that I'm leaving this vehicle to Mr. Esu. I'm leaving this money in my account to Mr. A or Mr. B. It should be clear. You don't only need an executor when you are doing a will. Sometimes your lawyer. But you also need at least 2 witnesses who will countersign the will to make sure that yes, this is the will that you did before you passed. So again, you are going to need a witness. Witness to again, you need trusted people. It's not anybody.
Sure.
You will be one or witness well answer na say we be film kra na obi ate content. Tell you be a genidi na ye man or ye witness in when we are preparing our will. Somebody that we respect and knows say nipa odi ne huni fa wasem nye den enkwa bonten. Okay. Yeah. So you need 2 witnesses. So think in mind as to who you can get to be a witness.
I see. Ghana higher way. Why not qualify so or your will? And that's will be a will.
I don't say your will's art no my akonya says where the 18 years and beyond that bit my will. Okay. A one na ya man for one kakra. Yeah. Nti ye ka will and no chese obabi. Okay. This is where the 18 years come out to be a will la. Na say will nya ade a you recommend ma papa na we di 90 years, any 80 years no. We are branch out here. Now where even 19, 20 years ekwa obitima den aye will. Because akwanya wo ho say mre bia no opese ye nsesa wo ma obitima den aye. Okay. So viewers, what we are saying is that from 18 years and beyond, you can do a will. And the other condition is that you shouldn't be suffering from any mental condition. It should be something that freely coming from your side. Okay. Yes, it shouldn't be that you were coerced into listing that give this land to this person. It should come freely from you. Okay. The benchmark, you should be 18 years and you should be of a sound mind. I see. You should be of a sound mind. So there are days that others on their dying bed do wills, and after the will is read, the will content is challenged in court. Okay. Somebody will say, before he died, we didn't think he was in the right frame of mind. So that's one thing that we need to check, that the one doing the will mentally is sound and is of age. I see. Yes. Okay.
Ajapadi eye abusua dia anase eye nipa baako anase ebro mienu de. Se me ye me wela metimi dia shem anase eno so no sign na treat no.
The advice is that when you have a jointly owned property, you don't include that in your will. Well, we are looking for...
But I have a portion in that property.
Yes. Let's say when you have a joint account and you pass a joint account with your spouse, your husband, your wife, yes, and you pass, naturally the content of that joint account goes to the other when the other person dies. Okay. That's the best practice. Okay. Yes. So when you have a joint account, that's how you treat it. In terms of properties, yes, there are these others like the family home system that we have in Ghana. It's about flat of 14 and one clearly belongs to him. That one too, we advise that you do all the right documentation to support that position that flat 1 out of the 20 flat belongs to me. Okay. With that, you can include that in your will. I see. You can include that in your will.
Okay. So now let's move on. You've already answered either one need a lawyer or not. So now let's know or take us through the benefits in making a will. Yeah. What are some of the benefits?
Okay. The issue of you needing a lawyer or not, to a large extent, is yes, But the other side too is that you can make a will without a lawyer.
Okay.
But to play it safe, if your lawyer guides you, it's better.
I see.
If your lawyer guides you, it's better. Yes, making a will comes with so many benefits. So many benefits. We have been witnesses to fight, misunderstanding. After somebody is no more, the family fight. If you have a will to settle who takes over this, who is having the money in my account, who is having my business, who is having this land at Akosombo, it straight away solve the issue of grudge and misunderstanding in your family. Grudge and misunderstanding in your family is taken care of. Again, having a will also go to a large extent to make sure that your wish after you are no more is also what? Respected. Your wish after you are no more respected. It gives additional directive as to how even you want your burial to be done. In your will, you can even state how you should be buried. How you want your things so private. How you want fancy things. So bring everybody to my funeral and come enjoy. You can state all that in your will. When you have a will, you take control of the customary laws that when you died interstate, your properties will be shared according to the PNDC law 111. But when you have a will, it supersedes that. Yes. Traditionally, we have ways that properties are shared and all that. When you have a will, you overcome that one to supersede. So it is your wish how you want the property to be shared as captured in the will that will be implemented. So having a will also solve any customary issue regarding how your properties should be shared. It will remove any family rancor, any misunderstanding between family members as to who got who. As to who got what of your properties. Having a will also ensure continuity of your estate. You know that this is my first son. The way it is, when I give my house to him, the next thing he will do, he will sell it and use the money to do stuff that you will not be happy about. But you know that your last born will take care of that your property, will take care of that your business. So when you hand over to him, your legacy continues. So having a will help you to protect the legacy that you have built over the years. So serious benefit when you have a will. Even having a will gives you opportunity to even donate something to your church, to your alma mater when you are no more. There's no way that you don't have a will. Your family will go for your money in your account, will sell any of your properties and say we are going to give part to your church. Yes, but all this you can capture in your will. You can also make clear who should even take care of your children. In case your wife is no more, your husband is no more. You can even capture who takes care of your children in your will to make sure that when you are no more, your children are going to the right person to take care of them.
Yes. Now, can one make changes in his or her will, and how often can such changes be done?
Yes, truly you can make changes as and when you want to. We keep acquiring properties. Yes, situation around us changes every day. Today I have a new car, tomorrow I'm buying a new house. Yes, tomorrow I'm acquiring a new business, tomorrow I'm adding on this. So long as the asset base keep going up, I'm adding on properties. The balances in my account keeps going up. Yes, I can make changes as and when I want to do. So that's why I say from 18 years you can make a will. So at any point in time that you want to make changes, you can make changes. You can make changes. So anytime you do the changes, and unfortunately the unthinkable happen, what you captured in that will is what will be used. What will be used. So many a time people are appointed as executor. The executor is the person that eventually when you pass will lead the family through the process of probate and making sure that the will is read and the content is respected and all that. There are days we make provision for such people in the will. That maybe my friend, my brother will be my executor. This money that I have with Republic Bank, ADB, GCB, give 20,000 to my brother. All those things can be captured so that the person being executor will also make sure that his time is well spent, and you also accord him respect that accordingly.
I see.
So the executor too can be appreciated for his service.
I see. Okay.
And one thing about will that we should also note is that as an executor, copies of the will be kept with you.
Okay.
Yes. And it is expected of you that any time that the testator pass or the one who made the will dies, you are supposed to deposit the will with the nearest high court. You have 14 days to do that.
Okay.
Refusing to do that will cause you problems. Yes. So if you are an executor and you are in hold of somebody's will, immediately the person pass within 14 days, you have to hand over the will to the high court. If there is no high court in where you are and there's a lower court, a district court, you can give it to the district court and they will make sure that the will gets to the high court. Okay. So if you are an executor and somebody pass, you make sure you do.
But what if the executor passes on? What happens?
Yes. When the executor passes on, the one who did the work, the testator have the privilege to change it.
Okay.
Yes. There are days others also even list a backup executor. That this is my executor 1, executor 2. In case executor 1 is no more, executor 2 takes over.
I see.
Yeah. So as and when changes occur, you also do needful and change. There are times the executor will even travel, will not be in Ghana. He's no more available to support in case of anything happen. You can change the executor. And the executor age-wise should be more than 21 years. Also of sound mind, and that person can be an executor.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we wrap up, the final submission.
Yes. Well, it's something that we hardly mention. Because anytime we mention, sadly, viewers think that's the end of the journey for us. But as we saw in our discussion today, 18 years, you can have a will. 30 years, you can have a will. So irrespective of the age, so long as you have a sound mind, you have some properties and you have your names on it, why not? You can have a will. Because in your absence, your legacy need to continue. Your wishes need to be respected. But without stating your wishes, somebody's wishes may be enforced on you, and you can't do anything about it. It's not anybody who is so happy about the nature of the PNDC law 111. Having a will takes control of that. Yes. That church that you have supported for years, you are no more and you want to leave them something, it's not bad.
I see.
That your school that you are so caring about, you want to leave them something, it's not bad. That your children that you want somebody to take care of, you can state all this in your will and to be respected. Yes, you need a lawyer to guide you, to make sure that you come to a good end with the work that you are doing. You need a good executor, somebody that you can trust. But ultimately, you also need witnesses, at least to support you. Yes. It's natural to have a will that will list about 20 or 30 beneficiaries. But there's nothing wrong with having a will that lists only one beneficiary. And yeah, Drew.
All right. Manager, you better say, send no buy. Now about betchere will and I send someone see. You better say.
Yeah, and that's it.
Okay. And it's your busuane, you didn't come on the besiwa. You're Augustin Tano, or your businessman, as also your business consultant. And I know Eddie and come after will and I send someone see. And my room if you subscribe to Radio TV on YouTube. Hit on subscription button, we are now for click on notification. So share page the man for friend you share. Your videos are being and the rest of the like. Now was answer a comment. Your friend KBK, Yanko Poya do me brace him. You better say share him. My crown.